From the Signature Bank Studios, this hour of the Shaun Thompson Show is sponsored exclusively by DonleyAuctions.com. They need your guns. Sell for top dollar. DonleyAuctions.com.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
From the streets of Melrose Park to the trading floor of the Merc, he's fought for every dollar he's ever earned. And now, with personal liberty and our system of capitalism under assault in America, he's here to seize back our rights from the government. With a cigar in one hand and a copy of the Declaration of Independence in the other, he's Shaun Thompson. And this is the Shaun Thompson Show.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
The illusion of expertise, the illusion of representation. That's what this is. It's not just a house of cards. It's a house of fracking morons and scumbags and thieves. What the frack is a Bhutan outside of Melrose Park? See, a Bhutan was some neighborhood girl who had been tainted by a Daily Democrat. Don't go near the Bhutan. You will get yourself herpes or warts. You'll get dirty. Turns out the Bhutanese from Bhutan, you're scumbags too.
Columbus contained the second largest concentration of Somalis in the U.S., as well as the largest concentration of Bhutanese people outside of Bhutan. Now, I visited hundreds of home health care companies and only saw, I think, 2 people that didn't have an accent. Whistleblowers in the area tell me companies knock on doors in ethnic neighborhoods where most people are on Medicaid and most people live in multi-generational households. And they tell the older family member to go to particular doctors and claim particular symptoms. And then they will put the younger family member on their payroll with the parent as their only patient. Now, that triggers payments of up to $90,000 a year, which the company splits with the younger relative, and the younger relative splits with the older relative.
Just let that sink in. We work our whole lives from the time we can, and we make our money honestly. And if you are lucky, you take home 70% of your money. The rest of it is stolen from you, extorted. In the name of what? In the name of what? In the name of your duty as an American? In the name of social services? In the name of a social safety net where you're warm in the bosom of American generosity. These low-rent, low-living, filthy, dirty scum from Bhutan never paid into it. The whole country is one sphincter in between China and Tibet and all the other places where you've never been. And how much of your money is going back to the sphincter, Bhutan? Is it more or less than the ghetto, Somalia? How in the world are these third world animals stealing billions and billions and billions? And it's not based on taxes because they do not pay any.
1% of Bhutanese are on welfare, a fact that some of the remainder use to become obscenely rich. And
I interrupted him. It's 81% of the Bhutans, the dirty, filthy, herpes-infested Bhutans. 81% on welfare. The other 19 are the pirates that are stealing the money.
Story just yesterday, a 29-year-old named Rashan Adkihari works at his dad's home healthcare company. His social media documents a life fit for a rapper or a movie star. He's drinking champagne on private jets. He's on his yacht. He's making movies starring himself. This was funded. His dad has this company that was paid $17 million for taking care of old people. Well, he's got apparently another full-time job. He's doing this on the side. The dad hasn't paid taxes in like 5 years. He's got tax liens in Ohio at the state level and at Cuyahoga County. And
somebody better do something before we do something. Because this is the kind of guy you give the only thing the Indians got right. When they captured somebody they couldn't stand, they bent 2 trees together. They tied one leg to one tree, one leg to another tree, and then they cut the trees and tore that son of a... This filthy pig stole millions and millions and millions, driving around on fancy cars that working Americans never will even get to drive and sit inside. Airplanes and boats. Someone crippled this son of a pig.
The 25-year-old brother has his own home health care company that got $10 million. So these are people that came here as refugees, and now they're living as millionaires, and they're getting the money because the other refugees are all on Medicaid and then are claiming to be very sick.
Shut off all Medicare and Medicaid right now. And every American, reapply. Get off your ass and do it, because these rat pigs are stealing money in the name of citizens. Make it stop. And there is only one way. Fire everybody.
WR Mary.
Thank you, Dr. Oz. Right over here. Thank you. My colleague Luke Rosiak just reported, and he's done a lot on this, his investigations into Medicaid fraud and home health have repeatedly brought him to foreign-born healthcare operators. Is CMS tracking what percentage of home health recipients are refugees or foreign-born, and why are foreigners using these programs at such higher rates than for Americans?
Well, we are tracking illegal immigrants taking advantage of all health care plans. We've already recouped, we've actually told California they owe us $2 billion. We've got half of it back already. I'm confident we'll get the rest because they have...
Do Illinois next. Do Illinois next, because they have the infrastructure of their crooked rat judges, their crooked rat prosecutors, all Democrats. And they've insulated the information from the real taxpayers. See, these Democrats, you don't pay taxes any more than the Bhutan pirate. You don't pay taxes any more than the Somalian pirate. And yet all of a sudden I couldn't help but notice in all the hearings, all of the low-life stealing Democrats, with all the war chests and coffers that are filled up with extortion money and dark money from NGOs and Bhutanese pirates and Somalian pirates. You're worried about other people paying taxes? I just want to make certain. You're worried about other people paying taxes, like the Stinky Sanchez from California.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary, nice to have you back before our committee. Mr. Secretary, do you believe that all Americans should follow our tax laws?
Yes, Congressman.
Yes, good. So do I. And do you believe that for those Americans who break our tax laws, they should be audited or held accountable?
Well, I think there are two things there. An audit is not a result of breaking the law.
Yes or no? Simple question.
Well, no, it's not a simple question. It's
okay,
a two-part
then
question.
let me break it into two. Do you think
you're
they
asking
should...
me...
You know where she's from? The Stinky Sanchez? Well, you know where she's from? California. You know the California representative that's worth more money than any representative who wasn't born into a trust fund? Anyone!
Hi, Congressman Pelosi. Last time I asked you about January 6th, why you turned the National Guard away on January 6th, you told me to shut up and that I was repeating Republican talking.
To shut up again because you're speaking lies. And I don't have any...
This filthy drunk, high on Demerol or whatever the hell she had after her last plastic surgery, stop with the facelifts. One more, you're going to have a cleft chin, whore. This pig is worth $437 million that she confesses to. That's without Paul, the husband who can make two hammers stink at the same time. God knows if it's $1 billion or less that the Pelosi's have stolen. How many audits have the Pelosi's been through? In fact, how many audits have the Clintons been through? How many audits have any of Reid Hoffman's companies that were affiliated in the same way that filthy senator, what's his name, Weiner, whatever, and his son who was in business in the strip joint with Jeffrey Epstein, were they audited? Were any of the Somalian pirates audited? Any of it? They sold $9 billion. Nobody was audited because the IRS, who works for Stinky Sanchez, who works for I Can't Feel My Face Pelosi, they're only interested in auditing Republicans, particularly the Republicans who vote for the third party represented by Donald Trump, Scott Bessent, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK, the most efficient president, White House administration this country's ever had. And you know, Squirrel, even though he's fired more federal employees than ever and brought the federal employee payroll down to 1966 levels, he signed an executive order. Fire more! Fire every Democrat in government.
This is another executive order on reforms to the federal workforce, sir. Currently, with respect to many policymaking positions in the departments and agencies across government, We lack the ability, because of existing personnel rules, to effectively discipline or promote people who are in policymaking roles. This executive order follows on a number of previous executive orders. The end goal is making the federal workforce more accountable and ensuring that people, particularly in policymaking roles, aren't unaccountable to the wishes of the administration.
Hear that, squirrel? Fire everybody hired under the illegitimate election thief president. And I mean everybody, including, was it 235 or 245 suck-on lawyers who now are crooked federal judges?
There are those who believe that we are, in real time, living through an assault on the constitutional order. Do you believe that we are in a constitutional crisis right now?
Yes, our democracy is at risk because Donald Trump shows that he wishes to violate the laws in many, many different ways. The good news here is we did put 235 judges, progressive judges, judges not under the control of Trump last year on the bench, and they are ruling against Trump time after time after time.
Because that's their job, to protect the thiefdom. Because every one of these Democrats, every one of them, have created the policies that every other Democrat thiefdom has used to enrich not just the Somalians or the Bhutans, every other Democrat campaign contributor in their little areas, all working the Medicaid, Medicare scams that were crafted to be stolen, crafted to run a financial crime on the rest of the people. The whole time, they pay progressive taxes, only if you're honest. The number 2 plank of the Communist Manifesto. And all of it was to bankrupt not just you, but the entire country. And the best part is, squirrel, none of it was legitimate. You see, Joe Biden and the Democrats that made certain the election was stolen guaranteed a way for us to pull the lever and disqualify everything that dimwit in diapers did, which is why now all the Democrat apparatchiks in Congress and Senate, the first question they ask, do you believe Joe Biden won? The answer across the board is absolutely not. He stole the election like the Bhutans steal the welfare.
Last question for you. Mr. Secretary, who won the 2020 presidential election?
I'm not here to answer a question. We're talking about 2020. This is a Foreign Affairs Committee.
Okay, great. You can't answer the question,
No,
even though we all know that President Biden won.
Question.
Shut up, you big, broad-shouldered, lipless Democrat pig. Sarah Jacobs from California. You know how rare it is to find a big broad in California? But when you do, squirrel, you know what you know? You know she's a Democrat. You know she's a Democrat. Because normally the California women, oh, they're lovely. They're petite. They look like women. They don't look like middle linebackers. Like this broad, middle linebacker, Sarah Jacobs.
Because as Secretary of State, I do not participate in domestic political issues.
This is not about domestic political issues.
This
is about our democracy.
You're asking me to opine just like I don't do campaign.
Here's why it's not a democracy. Because in your Democrat dungholes, you're all crooked. You lie about the Medicare, the Medicaid, the Social Security. You pay the health care benefits to illegal aliens. You use illegal aliens as straw horses to steal money, taxpayer money. And you're hoping for a kickback. You're not legitimate. No Democrat area in this country is legitimate. No election result is legitimate. Democrats are here for one reason and one reason only, to steal from the decent people in this country. 312-642-5600.
Make money, smoke cigars, and live free on the Shaun Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.
It is that time of year again to save baby